Welcome everybody to Brockton High Football. I'm Miles Jackson, bringing you all the action here at Paul Walsh Field in New Bedford High School. And along with me is one of the most colorful guys in Brockton, Brian Madden. And Brian, Brockton coming in here at 9-0, New Bedford 3-4. And Brockton's on a collision course for an undefeated season.
Yes, they are, and you know, they just need to get past New Bedford, worry about New Bedford for today before even considering the home game Thanksgiving Day against Waltham. But this is going to be an exciting game. It's a divisional game. It's an important game because this could ultimately knock them out of the playoffs.
Yes, and Brockton faces a New Bedford team that has some weapons there. They've got, as far as touchdowns, so they have Drew Dwelly and Ryan Rodriguez tied for 6 touchdowns in Eastern Mass.
Yeah, both of those gentlemen are doing outstanding. And then they have Andrew Ribello, tied for first with 15. And Jesse Resende, not too shabby, tied for fourth with 7 touchdown passes.
And Brockton coming off a big win against Pinkerton Academy up in New Hampshire, 35-10, and we had a couple of people shining in that one. Jesse Resende, the quarterback, with 10 carries for 135 yards, 1 electrifying 70-yard touchdown, and also Corey Brown with 2 interceptions for 2 touchdowns. And we start the kickoff here. New Bedford has the football and taken out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, by Margerson.
So we start this beautiful afternoon down here in New Bedford with possession of the football.
Yeah, and as much as New Bedford is an offensive threat, I think Brockton's defense will be up to the challenge. I'll be able to hold them to, you know, not putting up the big numbers that they used to putting up.
Brockton was outgained in total yardage at that Pinkerton game, 267 yards to 212. But Brockton had the big plays in that game. Again, mentioning Corey Brown's 2 interceptions, both returned for touchdowns.
Yes, yeah, Corey had an outstanding game. Resende had 2 touchdown runs as well, a 1-yard and a 70-yard.
And the first offensive play by New Bedford is a little short pass, and it's just dropped. A little down and out pass out there, dropped by number 49, James Francis.
Yeah, and that's one he should have caught. Yeah. He needed to make that catch.
And excuse me, that was Nick Costa that dropped that ball.
Oh, yes.
49, Nick Costa. That was a simple down and out. The ball was right there by the quarterback. He just couldn't hold on to it. So it makes it 2nd and 10 from the 25 of New Bedford.
Yeah, and Brockton is not a team that you really want to make a whole lot of mental errors on. You know, you really need to be on top of your game.
New Bedford comes out in the I formation. Quarterbacking for New Bedford is Andrew Ribello. Play action fake. Ribello rolls out to his left looking and throws a duck up there, and it's intercepted. And let's see who picked that off. Number 58 for Brockton.
58, Canelo Velez.
And Canelo, Brad, he had an interception in the 4th quarter last game for 25 yards to set up Resende's 1-yard plunge.
Yeah, and that whole play was formulated by the defensive prowess of Johnny Ray Bonds, who was, you know, pressuring the quarterback, made him throw an ill-advised pass, and Canelo came up with the interception.
So here comes Brockton's offense out on the field, I formation. Jesse Resende, the senior at quarterback. And he hands it, he keeps the ball on a play action fake. Quarterback fake, and keeper, gain of about 2 yards for the senior quarterback. Jesse Resende, who had a 70-yard touchdown run, electrifying touchdown run up at Pinkerton last week.
And Jesse still is the leading rusher for Brockton.
Tight formation for the boxes with Nate Dallin in motion. And Resende's going to pitch it out there to big number 44. And he takes it inside the 10-yard line. Captain Junior Penn.
Yeah, Junior Penn, excellent run and excellent way to wait for the opening to clear for him. enabling him to pick up that first down.
So make it 1st and goal for the Boxers. 9:40 in this first quarter early on. This is Brockton Community Access Sports. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden on a beautiful autumn day down here in New Bedford. Boxers coming in here undefeated, 9-0. One of their best starts in years. And here they come with their offense spread out, I formation in the backfield. 1st and 10 for the Boxers. And they give it to Penn again, and he gets a couple more yards, down to about the 5.
And Coach Colombo has decided to just start the game off nice and slow and consistent, staying on the ground, eating up the clock, and just allowing his offensive powerhouses to just pick up chunks of yards and continue to move the sticks.
Now the Boxers have a double wide out at the right of your screen, and they're going to give it to Penn, but he's caught at about the line of scrimmage again. So nice defense by the New Bedford Whalers. Makes it a, let's see, 3rd down and goal for the Boxers. Third down and goal. This New Bedford crowd is on its feet. They're putting up a pretty good stand here. Let's see what Brockton does. And they hand it off to Penn with the power, and he's met at the line of scrimmage, a gain of about 1 yard. Is going to make it 4th down and goal, and this New Bedford Whalers defense is fired up out here.
Yeah, and that was excellent stand-up defense by New Bedford to really stop Brockton in their tracks right there just over the line of scrimmage. 4th down and field goal situation, and they have their most reliable, Paul Bronco.
And the Boxers will go for it on 4th
and they're going
let's call
for
it 4 yards to go to get in the end zone. The Boxers, Coach Peter Colombo feeling good about this team, and there's going to be a movement
67.
by the right tackle, number 67.
Marque Black.
So a little anxious there, and that might put a little light on it, and I think they're going to bring the field goal team out.
Now the field goal team will come out.
And Paul Bronco,
field goal unit is in for Brockton,
who is very reliable this year.
Very consistent compared to Vinatieri with his consistency, because he has just been on point all season long.
So Paul Bronco will attempt a, let's call it 28-yarder. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So right through the uprights. At 7:27 in the first quarter, the Boxers take a 3-0 lead.
And you have to give New Bedford all the props in the world to, you know, just make that stop down there in the red zone and keep Brockton from putting up 6 points. You know, that's one of their strengths as far as, well, offensive skill, and the concerns are depth, but they just showed that their defense is able to stand up to the challenge.
Exactly, Brian, and I think that's what Coach Peter Colombo wanted to see. I think he was testing New Bedford's defensive line there. He didn't try anything trickery. He just went straight ahead power football, and he just wanted to get a feel and see what that defensive line was about early on here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and based on what he saw, he'll you know, coach the game accordingly for the remainder of this time.
So the Boxers will kick off.
Paul Branco again to kick off for the Boxers.
Paul Branco will do the kicking.
Ryan Rodriguez and Matt St. Jean back to receive the kick.
And he gets off a nice high kick, taking it about the 9-yard line. And he's still going. He's loose to the 40, slips a tackle, still going, pass, midfield and inside boxing territory. Calling it about the 37-yard line. That was a great return.
That was an
by
excellent
number
return.
1.
Ryan Rodriguez.
And we mentioned his name early on as one of the leading receivers in touchdowns.
Definitely.
And he looks like he can run the ball also on those kickoff returns. A nice run by Rodriguez.
Excellent run by Rodriguez. And you know, Paul Bronco wasn't afraid to get in there and assist on the tackle. But that's just giving New Bedford a whole lot of confidence as far as being able to run on Brockton special teams like that and being their end of the court, or their end of the field.
So the quarterback, Andrew Bello, his target is way off as he threw it way high. Andrew Bello was in a shotgun formation at that time, and he just couldn't connect, threw it way above the receiver's hands. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Whalers.
And this is going to be a challenge for the Brockton defensive backs as far as, you know, as consistent as Rebello is, and with the receiving threats that he has.
As we know, New Bedford likes to throw the ball. You can tell by this spread out offense. They've got 4 or 5 receivers out there, nobody in the backfield. Quarterback throws out there, and he's way off target again. Attempted to throw it to number 9, Drew Dwelly.
Yeah, and had Marguson not slipped and fell as that ball was in the air, he might have got that interception.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Whalers. .708 on the clock here in the first quarter. Just a beautiful day out here in New Bedford. We're on the beautiful campus of New Bedford High School. Rebello drops back, rolls out, feels the pressure, still feels it, and he just throws it away smartly, and there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, there was a flag that dropped probably about 3 seconds into the play over on the left side, so we'll see what the call is. Look for the white cap, illegal procedure on New Bedford. Yes.
So that'll bring the ball back, or they might refuse the penalty. Let's see what they're going to do. Most likely the defense will refuse the penalty and make it a 4th down and 10. And the penalty's refused by the Boxers. So that'll bring up 4th down. 4th and 10 for the New Bedford Whalers. And it's definitely a punting situation.
So Brockton stood tall on that one after the outstanding run by Ryan Rodriguez, who brought them deep into Brockton territory. Not that deep, but deep enough. Good 12 yards in after the 50.
And back for Brockton is Nate Thelen and Corey Brown. 2 explosive punt returners for the Boxers.
And Corey's always a threat to run it back.
There's the snap, little wobbly, but he gets it off. Nice kick. Thelen takes it at about the 11, and he's taken down at about the 14-yard line, 15-yard line. So the Boxers will have the ball deep in their own territory.
Yeah, taken down by Matthew St. Jean.
Brought down by Matt St. Jean. 1st and 10 for Brockton at their 15.
The Boxers offense has their 2nd possession of the game. First possession came up with 3 points. They've got Aaron Richardson as the fullback. Play fake, looking for man in the middle. Actually down deep, he's got Nate Thelen, and he dropped it. Just above his head, but he should have had it.
Yeah,
his defender fell down, so if he would have caught that, folks, he was gone for a touchdown.
Yeah, because he had the position. It was an excellent call. I mean, Nate Thelen was out there, had a step or two. The defender fell down, but unfortunately the ball came in, right at his head. which he wasn't able to get control of it and bring it in.
So
But you got to
bring up
make that catch.
Yeah, got to make that. 2nd and 10 for the Boxers. Double wide out to the right of your screen. And they pitch it out there to Junior Penn. And he is hog-tied down there by number 1, little guy.
Ryan Rodriguez.
Ryan Rodriguez just took him down nicely by the ankles.
Yeah, Ryan Rodriguez, 6 foot, 190 pounds.
Maybe a gain of 1, 3rd and 9.
And Ryan is also, again, he's one of them guys that is in the top receiving core in Eastern Mass for touchdowns. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9. Rodriguez drops back, has a man, he's tight end, 1st down.
And that was an excellent play call. Excellent play call. I mean, the tight end just knew how far he had to go to get the 1st down. Went down there, did a little button hook, turned around, and just sat down. And Resende was very accurate, hit him right in the numbers, was able to move the sticks.
Ryan Doherty, a senior tight end, 6'9", 6 foot, 200 pounds. And he's had a big year. So 1st and 10 for the Boxers at about the 32-yard line, 33-yard line. It's gonna be 28-yard line. Penn takes it around the left-hand side, breaks a tackle, and is finally taken out of bounds.
Yeah, and with the strengths that Brockton has, they have so much talent. On any other team, any one of these players, Junior Penn, Doherty, Thelen, Corey Brown, they could be the man and have big numbers. But on Brockton's team, you know, the offense is so spread out that no one is in real high in the scoring leaders because the team is just doing so well. He spreads it out to everybody. Where's the flag?
Resende keeps the ball, but he's taken down from behind.
Wow.
For a loss on the play.
There should have been a flag on that play because there was offsides here on the right side. And
yeah, we did see some movement on the defensive line.
yeah, the defensive line, he jumped and then he even fell. He fell into the neutral zone, which should have definitely been offsides.
2nd down and about 5 yards to, 2nd down and about 15 yards to go for a 1st. Ball is placed at the 35-yard line of the Boxers. Resende draw play to Penn, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, flags on the play, and he gets about 3 yards. 2 or 3 yards on that particular play, but there is a flag on the play. And it's going to be holding on the offense.
Yeah, it appeared to be holding on Mark Black. He had knocked his defender down and just kind of laid on him. Didn't allow him to get back up.
So that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. It'll take the ball back to about the 25-yard line of Brockton. And that'll be 2nd down and a long, let's call it 2nd down and 23, 24 yards. Little Boxers got to go to about halfway down the field.
Yeah, they don't have to try and gain all of that in one play. They have 2 plays, so if they can get about half of that on one play and then pick up the rest after that.
Resende drops back in the pocket, fires down the middle, has a man, is dropped by Corey Brown. Uncharacteristically, he drops the ball.
3rd down, 24.
Yeah, and Ryan Doherty. No, was that Ryan?
No, that actually was Corey.
Yeah, I know, but 88, Marcelino Correa was wide open over here on the left side to Jesse. About the same distance as Doherty.
It brings up 3rd down and 24 for the Boxers. Doherty again drops back. Hits number 88, but he slips.
Resende is complete.
Now that was that was about the same position, a little shorter than the last one, but
We got fourth down.
Marcelino should not have run on third down, run to that spot and stopped. He needed to go much further, try and get at least close to a first down, and then give Coach Colombo a fighting chance if he wanted to go for it.
Doing the punting, number 10, Jesse Resende.
So Jesse Resende will punt the football, fourth down,
Ryan Rodriguez, Matt St. Jean deep for the Whalers.
and he gets off a booming kick. Takes a Brockton bounce
Excellent.
inside the 20, probably down at the 16-yard line of New Bedford.
And Jesse shows you the range of his prowess as far as being able to punt, kick, and pass.
That was a beautiful punt. So with 3:21 on the clock here in the first quarter, still 3-0 lead. As New Bedford's defense holds.
Yeah, because that could have went a total different way had Rodriguez been able to get that and turn it upfield. But they're backed up deep in their own territory.
So here come the Whalers. Little draw play.
Oh,
And Johnny Ray Barnes just tagged him
yeah, Johnny Ray Bonds was in
behind the
there.
line of scrimmage.
That was a nice draw play, and Johnny Ray Bonds sniffed it out and just was right in the right position, right place at the right time, and just took him down for a loss of about 2 yards.
Makes it 2nd and 12 for the Whalers. Little pitch out to number 41, but he can't get around that end with the speed that the Brockton boxers have. They were all over him.
Pitch to Jeffrey
Yeah,
Rose.
gang tackled by Johnny Ray Bonds as well as others.
And that was number 41
Jeffrey Rose.
with the carry. No
Sophomore.
chance there. As this Brockton team, as you know, has a lot of speed.
Yeah, they are very, very quick, and you know, and once one defender gets there, if he's unable to make the tackle, he definitely slows the running down enough, just waiting on reinforcements.
Whalers call a timeout.
So a timeout by New Bedford with 1:57 left on the clock here in the first quarter. Brockton up 3-0. New Bedford lost their first game on home turf last week against Central Catholic, 25-13. That was their first loss at home. They had 3 wins before that at home. Here at Paul Walsh Field. One lone man in the backfield for New Bedford. Quarterback rolls out to his left, throws a long pass down there, and it's incomplete.
Swallows pass intended for
And excellent defense there by Thelen as well as Margison helping out, getting over there. And New Bedford will be forced to kick.
So the Boxers will have their chance for the third time
7, Mike Walsh.
here in the first quarter. Back punting is Mike Walsh for New Bedford. And back deep for Brockton is Corey Brown and Nate Dellen.
Ooh, oh.
Punt just gotten off. Margison takes it at about the 30. And then is taken down hard by New Bedford there.
And the New Bedford kicker is looking for a flag for the contact because there was definitely some contact by the rusher who I think he just tipped the ball and then ran into the kicker. And because he made contact with the ball,
right.
he can touch the kicker and there's no foul.
Exactly. So Brockton has excellent field position. Ball is placed at the 26-yard line, 27-yard line of New Bedford.
Can I put this up a little bit? Can I put up a little bit? Thank you.
I formation in the backfield. And Resende drops back, throws it down the field, and it's intercepted. Ball thrown just a little bit under, and it gave number 7 a chance to take it down, Mike Walsh. And a big turnover there.
Yeah, and that was not a good pass by Jesse Resende. I mean, he had some trouble. He was rushed. He was pressured by defender in his face. But, you know, you can't make that pass in the middle of the field with all those red shirts right there. You already have great field position. You know, take a loss if you have to take a loss and live to play it, live for another down.
So the Whalers' ball is placed at the 6-yard line. They've got an I formation in the backfield. And the quarterback keeps it, and he goes nowhere. As Nate Dellen and company are all
Latrell
over.
Melton was the first one there.
Oh, that's Latrell. Okay, I thought it was Nate, but yeah, you're right. Latrell Melton, the big defensive end.
2nd and 12.
6'1", 210 pounds. Senior.
Latrell was all over Rabello.
He sure was. And, you know, it appears to be it's going to be a game of defense because both defenses are standing tall and getting it done.
Clock running, less than a minute to go in this first quarter. Rabello calls timeout as he sees something that he didn't particularly like. And he's going to come to the sidelines with 48 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, it appeared that Brockton was going to blitz again. And, you know, the way Brockton has been getting in there, just going through the offensive line of New Bedford. He's like, look, let's try and get a little bit more prepared. Shore up the defense or the offensive line a little bit more.
Now, I know it's early, Brian, but the way that the defensive line is handling New Bedford's offensive line, it's going to be a long day for New Bedford's line because, as you know, the way Brockton works, they just wear down their opponents.
Oh, they do.
And by the end of the third, fourth quarter, they have nothing left. Second down and about 12 yards to go for the Whalers. Play fake. Throws it down the middle, has a man, and he is popped by Nate Dellen. But not before he receives the ball, and it's just short of a first down.
Yeah, about 2 yards short of a first down. Excellent pass there by Rabello. And Nate Dellen just sniffed it out and saw where the ball was going and just hit the receiver, not allowing him to get any yards after the catch.
So third down and about 2 yards to go for a first down for the Whalers. Big third down situation for the Whalers. There was some movement, and that's going to put the ball back 5 yards as New Bedford's offense moved a little bit. A number of them moved.
And that's you know, very devastating. Well, not devastating, but that's a tough situation for New Bedford to have just 2 yards to get a first down, and now they have 7 yards.
Good point, Brian. This Brockton defense is very stingy, and I'm sure the coach for New Bedford realizes that. He had a golden opportunity there to make a first down, but it's going to be a little bit tougher now. Third down and about 8 yards to go. Likely passing situation. Quarterback drops back, looks, still looking, fires, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of number 58 for Brockton.
Yeah, Canelo Velez almost had another interception, and he's he's a little bit disappointed that he didn't make the catch.
But a nice defensive stand for the Boxers as the quarter ends.
Yeah, it almost deflected off of Keneal into the receiver's hands. But he wasn't able to bring it in.
So we'll go to the opposite end of the field. Still 3-0 Boxer lead at the end of the first quarter. This is Brockton Community Access Sports bringing the best in Division I football.
Yeah, and Brockton, Brockton, as we stated at the beginning of the game, they're currently 9-0. They've already defeated Boston College, Barnstable, Xaverian for their 700th win, St. John's Prep, Fitchburg, Marshfield, Durfee, Leominster, and Pinkerton Academy. Just 2 more games in the season, New Bedford and Waltham on Thanksgiving. And all of their opponents, most of their opponents are leaders in their conferences. So that just shows you the schedule that they have is no easy task. And for them to be 9-0 at this point is just simply outstanding.
Yes, it is, because the caliber of teams that they play, Brian, like you said, is not but mostly top quality teams.
Definitely.
Here in Eastern Mass.
And number 4, Corey Brown, Mike Walsh to do the punting.
And then throw in the number 1 team up in New Hampshire.
Yes.
And you've got a tough schedule. So New Bedford will punt out of the end zone, a nice high punt. Corey Brown takes it at about the 40-yard line. Reverses field. He's got a little opening, got a block, and he's finally taken down at about the 25, 26-yard line.
Taken down by Mike Jones. But Corey Brown, and it was very headsy of him to, after he made the reception, he saw a defender coming, a special teamer coming up towards him, and he just kind of backed off a little bit, let a blocker get between him and that defender, and came around the corner and was able to pick up an additional 10 yards.
So 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line of New Bedford. Brockton has the football. Jesse Resende at quarterback. You got Aaron Richardson in the backfield. 3 wideouts. Resende stops, drops back, and he's off target out there for number 88.
Yeah, and Aaron Richardson did an outstanding job as far as blocking, giving Resende enough time. Jesse had time to really set and make the correct pass, but he just kind of rushed it a little bit unnecessarily. One thing I want to say about the Brockton players, not only are they very athletic, but they're smart players. They're very intelligent players. They know where they need to be. They know what positions they need to really watch out for and what players they need to key in on.
Jaron McNeil takes the handoff from the tailback position and goes straight ahead.
Handoff to McNeil.
Jaron McNeil, the sophomore.
Yeah, he picked up about 5 on that.
He had 9 carries for 46 yards and 1 touchdown in the Pinkerton Academy game last week. And he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's going to be doing big things next year.
3rd and 5.
So 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Boxers. 10-11 on the clock here in the second quarter. They've got 3 men in the backfield. Hands it off to McNeil again. And he goes off left tackle. Gets a couple more yards.
And New Bedford got a little stingy on that one. Only allowing them to pick up about 3 yards. So Boxers need about 3 yards for a 1st down. And Coach Colombo is going to go for it.
4th down and 3 yards to go for the Boxers. Again, a tight formation. Resende play fakes. Looks like he has Darty open, but he overthrew him.
Man.
He had him wide open. You could see it formatting, and Jesse unfortunately just overthrew him. and he knows it.
Excellent call there, but Jesse just put a little too much mustard on that pass.
So New Bedford holds again with 9:20 left on the clock. A big defensive stand by the Whalers, and Brockton comes up empty.
Yeah, and that was an opportunity. That was an opportunity to put 6 on the board. I mean, that was an excellent call, play action pass, and like you said, Doherty was wide open.
Little pitch out there to the tailback, and he's taken down in the backfield.
Pitch out to Rose.
Jeff Rose.
Jeff didn't have a chance.
No, he didn't. And it's apparent that, and it's good to see that Brockton has not had any letdown, as far as this game. They know how important this game is, and they really have brought in their A game. Except for a couple of, mental lapses there, like that pass that Jesse just missed.
Yeah, good point, Brian. The defense is still standing tall here. They know how important this game is, and they ain't giving up nothing. Rose again, jukes a little bit, has an open, breaks a tackle, but he's finally pushed out of bounds by Nate Dellen. Nice run by Rose.
Excellent run by Rose. I mean, he was able to, do a couple stiff arms and little jukes, and he was able to just slide on up, and he's close to a first down. Are they going to measure? I believe they're going to measure.
I think the coach for New Bedford wants a measurement.
They haven't brought they still don't have a ball in the middle of the field. And they're going to call for the sticks.
Officials are calling for a measurement.
Took them a long time to call for the sticks. I mean, Stevie Wonder could see that they needed to measure in that situation.
8:29 on the clock here in the second quarter. This is the home of your Super Bowl defending champion, Brockton Boxers. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden down here in New Bedford, Massachusetts. And it looks like it's a first down. So a good call by the coach to ask for a measurement.
And he shouldn't have had to ask with the ball being that close to a first down marker. It should have been automatic,
Ball on 28, first and 10.
So first and 10 for the Whalers. Ball is just inside the 30. Let's call it the 28 of New Bedford. Rebello drops back, feels the pressure, and he is just about taken down, but he got the ball away somehow. Big number 83 for Brockton.
Joey Jean Noel.
Joey Jean Noel was all over him.
All over him. And Rose was trying to, push Joey off, but Rose is about, 5'6", about 110 pounds. No, I'm exaggerating. But he's a little dude. And Joey Jean Noel is 6'3", 200 pounds. So he wasn't able to do anything with that.
So here comes the New Bedford offense, spread out. A little pitch in, and Rose gets maybe a yard.
Yeah.
Didn't really fool the Brockton defense.
Yeah, Ushery wasn't having any of that. Little shovel pass, and the pass just happened right in front of Curtis Ushery, who just wrapped him up and took him down after a gain of about a yard and a half.
Brings up third down and about 9 yards to go for first down for the Whalers. Quarterback drops back, looks, decides to run with the ball, gets around the end, has a first down and finally taken out of bounds at about the 46, 47-yard line.
Yeah, and Corey Brown is the one who was able to finally get to him because Rebello saw an opportunity to try and pick up the first down with his feet in lieu of making a pass, and he was able to do so.
An excellent decision by Rebello. Since he didn't see anybody downfield, he decided to run with the ball and made the right choices. He gets a first down.
And not only that, the Brockton defense has really stood up as far as defensive backs. He hasn't had a whole lot of clean looks at his receivers. They're definitely not putting up the numbers they're accustomed to. So he decided to just tuck it under his arm and run with it.
7:25 on the clock here in the second quarter. 3-0 Boxer lead. New Bedford has its offense spread wide out all over the field. Shotgun formation for Rebello. And they get it over there quickly. And they've got a man still breaking the tackle. And finally taken out of bounds, but not after a first down. Great run by number 1, Ryan Rogers. And he broke some tackles there. That was a nice play by the wide receiver.
Yeah, he's able to break a tackle from Curtis Ushry and as well as Johnny Ray Bonds, who had him stopped before he was able to pick up a first down, but with second effort, he's able to move the sticks.
And looking at number 1, Ryan Rogers, he looks like he's a wiry fella, but he looks pretty strong because he broke some tackles from some big guys out there. So let's give him the credit of shedding those tackles. And you have to be pretty strong to shed the tackles of some of them boxer linemen and linebackers.
And Dennis Golden is over there, the coach for the Whalers, his second year, with a record of 26-24 overall. But he's over there trying to keep his guys juiced and pumped up, try and keep the momentum going now that they have the momentum in their favor. So let's see if Brockton is able to turn it around.
New Bedford Whalers coming in here at 3 wins and 4 losses. This is their first Big 3 conference game. The Big 3 consisting of Brockton, New Bedford, and Durfee. Brockton has already played and defeated Durfee. So New Bedford has playing Brockton right now and will have Durfee sometime between now and the end of the season. Basically, if Brockton wins this game, Brian, they win the Big 3 conference title.
Yes, they do.
1st and 10 for the Whalers. They're inside Boxer territory. Hands it off quickly to number 26, but he's going nowhere.
And Johnny Ray Bonds was not going to be missing a tackle after that last play. He wrapped him up quickly and brought down the running back
So
for no gain.
it'll be 2nd and 10 still for the Whalers. And here come the Whalers with a man in motion. That's Rodriguez. Little pitch out. It's going to be a halfback option. And he just overthrows him. Looks like he might have threw it a little bit too soon. He didn't give his receiver a chance to get
downfield. You know, but it's probably something that they work on in practice. But in practice is a lot different than a game time situation when it's real defenders coming at you. Plus, you have to know that every one of those players out there, the adrenaline is flowing. They are really pumped up. New Bedford knows how important this win is, and Brockton as well knows how important this game is. So, you know, everybody is really, really pumped up.
So we got 3rd down and 10 for the Whalers. They've got their offense spread out, shotgun formation for Rebello. He looks around. Gets it out there quickly to Rodriguez, and he does a little juke cut, gets open, still going, and finally taken out of bounds, but I think he got a first down.
He got a first down.
So first and 10. New Bedford's still on its way.
And New Bedford is taking advantage of that situation where Brockton's defenders are so far away from the line of scrimmage that he's just throwing it to the man out in the flat.
And hoping for the best.
And well, I mean, with the threat they have with Dwelly and Rodriguez, it's not really a hope.
Again, shotgun formation for the Whalers. Go to the other side, and it's almost intercepted. Went right through number 38's hands.
Hey, he needs to make that catch, Mike Murray.
Hey, boy, if Mike would have caught that, he would have seen open pay dirt.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have got far.
No, he wouldn't have got far.
That's
why I didn't say he wouldn't have gone, because he had the wide receivers would have caught him. But he had an open field to go as far as his legs could carry him.
Just to get the turnover. You got to make that catch, Mike.
So it'll be fourth down. Second down and 10 for the Whalers.
And that's something that I was going to mention is that, New Bedford is very much a threat to just throw the ball a whole lot. But, Brockton has had some interceptions for return for touchdowns.
Running back has an open, he's still going. Gets a first down and more. And nice run there by number 26. Kevin Cabral, as he had a nice hole, and then he did some of this running on his own as he busted a few tackles.
Down to the 8, first and goal, Whalers.
And the Whalers are inside the 10-yard line. They're in the red zone of Brockton. 5:34 on the clock and running here in the second quarter.
And let's see if Brockton has one of those bend but don't break series here.
And New Bedford Whalers going to call a timeout here with 5:23 on the clock. A first and goal for New Bedford.
And while we have a moment, Jesse Resende was interviewed by Emily Washadlow, Globe correspondent, who asked him a couple questions. And one of the questions she asked is, why is Brockton so good every year? Jesse's response is, because of the tradition. We have a lot of kids who want to be part of the tradition, and we have good coaches. What can top winning a Division I Super Bowl as a junior? To top that, for me, I'd have to win another one. And there's no greater feeling than that. So those are a couple of the questions that Jesse answered. There were a bunch of them, and if you want to see more, you can go to BostonGlobe.com to see the full interview.
Jesse Resende, the southpaw quarterback who throws lefty. Little throwback of the Kenny Stabler era. Another great lefty quarterback in the NFL. Another great lefty quarterback, Boomer Esiason, for the Cincinnati Bengals. So first and 10 for the New Bedford Whalers. They're in the red zone of Brockton. And they come out in a tight formation. 3 men in the backfield. Rebello at quarterback. And hands it straight ahead. He's met right. Oh, it's a play fake. Intercepted by John Marginson. He takes it out of the end zone. There he goes. To the 20. He wants to go. He's at the 40. He's still going. Tries to cut back and finally taken out of bounds at midfield. And what a great interception and return for John Marginson.
Yes, excellent. And that was an excellent fake there by Rebello.
Brian. It fooled me.
But I was watching. I was using my cheetah eyes here. But I saw Rebello with the ball down beside his thigh, and one of the Brockton defenders saw that and started to attack, and Rebello just let it fly, and Marginson was in the right position at the right time. And that's something that I just mentioned, that Brockton is always a threat for an interception with the defensive backs that they have.
And give those linebackers and cornerbacks.
Yes.
Defensive back for staying with their man. They didn't go for the fake. We did, but they didn't. That's what is important. And Resende goes around to the left-hand side. He's got some room. First down and more. finally taken out of bounds.
On the keeper.
And a great run by the senior quarterback, Jesse Resende.
And who, as I state quite often, is the leading rusher for the Brockton Boxers. You know, and how often do you see that, where the quarterback is the leading rusher for your team?
And that was a big 15-yard gain by the quarterback. Brings up 1st and 10 inside Whaler territory. I formation in the backfield and whistles blow. And we're gonna have a timeout, New Bedford, as they get their thoughts collected on the sidelines with 5:01 here in the second quarter.
And I think Coach Golden is just trying to stop the momentum of, the red and black. You know, right now, the Boxers are really on a roll. They're moving the sticks. They're running. They're passing. So
right now, New Bedford, that was a good timeout, I think, by the New Bedford coach, because they really didn't have a chance to react to they're stunned right now. They were down inside the 5-yard line, and the ball was taken away from them. They were ready to score. Brockton is in New Bedford territory, and I think it was a good call by the coach.
Calm his boys down.
To calm his boys down, take them to the sideline, relax, and let's get it together.
You know, and I'm sure he's probably saying something to the point of, look, Brockton is the powerhouse. They're the Division I Super Bowl champions. We've held them to 3 points in the first half. We can stop them. You know, we can just keep doing what you've been doing. So I'm sure he said something similar to that.
I formation in the backfield, Jesse Resende at quarterback. And a little pass way off target over there to Corey Brown, way above his head.
Someone need to get Jesse some something to get that slime off his hands or something, because he's just overthrowing his receivers by 2 or 3 yards on a consistent basis.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Boxers. 4:57 on the clock here in the second quarter. And Resende's going to keep it, but he's going nowhere as he was tagged in the backfield.
Yeah, 57, Matt White.
And number 26.
And 26, Kevin Cabral. They were right there. They just met.
They were waiting for him.
Yeah, met Jesse right there 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Took him down. So now it's a passing situation, 3rd and 15.
Boxers up to the line of scrimmage. And snap fumble, but Resende has it, gets it over there to Penn. Penn slips. And he's not even taken down, just slips behind the line of scrimmage.
We got 4th and 20.
And for whatever reason, Brockton just seems a little, discombobulated, or whatever word you want to use for it, in certain situations. Yes, the ball was fumbled initially. Jesse was able to pick it up, had a little bit of time, tried to get it to Penn quickly.
Resende gets up on a nice high booming kick. And just as he caught the ball, he was met by the Brockton defender. He didn't take him down.
Yeah, Margerson, you need to wrap him up in that situation. I mean, he got there at the same time as the ball, which is fine. It's illegal. But at that point, you need to
take him down.
Yeah, wrap him up and take him to the ground. I think Margerson was probably kind of surprised and thought there might be a flag thrown. Three minutes and 26 seconds left in the half.
Here comes New Bedford. Rello drops back, pump fakes, looking for a man. and he's tagged.
Oh, what's the? What?
And they're going to
Oh.
give a penalty to
Now
Nate
how are they going to throw a
Dellen.
flag on that? The ball had passed them, had passed the receiver when Thelen hit him. That's a bad flag. That's a
Tough call for the Boxers on
tough
that
call for the
particular play.
Boxers. Yeah.
That's going to bring up a first down situation.
Yeah, that was a legal hit by Thelen.
Draft interference on the Boxers.
So the Boxers can't let that bother them. They got to keep playing and forget about it. Take the penalty and hopefully hold this New Bedford team and get the ball back with 3:20 left in the quarter. Still time. But it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Whalers. That's a 15-yarder. Ball will be placed at the 32.
Right out to 32 on the penalty, 1st and 10.
So here come the Whalers. One low man in the backfield. 3 wideouts there at the top of your screen. It's a fake pitch. And he gets away somehow, sees a man open, and oh, what a shoestring catch. Beautiful catch
Big pickup and
by
catch
the
Drew
Bedford
Dwelly.
receiver there, number 9. And they're going to throw a flag.
as well.
And they're going to call the penalty on the defense again, I believe.
Yeah, but they looks like they're calling something on Nate Thelen. It looks like
It might be taunting.
unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
But Thelen was pointing to his eye like he was poked in the eye. But you can't react. You cannot
But
react.
it looks like the referees are headed in the opposite direction, so it could be a unsportsmanlike conduct on New Bedford, and it is,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
And
offset.
offsetting.
Dead ball fouls on both the Whalers and Boxers. Offsetting
And that was,
penalties.
those penalties were called on the same 2 individuals that were involved in that last penalty with Dellen's tag number 9,
Yes.
who is Drew Dwelly,
Yeah.
over there on the other end of the field. So there's a little something going on between those 2.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Whalers with 3:08 on the clock.
And that was an excellent catch by Dwelly.
It sure was. It was a shoestring catch for a 1st down. Big time play there by the wide receiver, a senior. And there's some movement there by the left tackle, number 58.
58. That's
Flag,
Nick
illegal
LeBlanc.
procedure on the Whalers. Push it back 5. 1st and 15.
So it'll be 1st and 15. Mental breakdown there by the lineman.
And just under 3 minutes left in the half.
.242 on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. New Bedford comes out. And it's a
Fumble.
fumble.
Brockton
And
has
Brockton,
it.
I think, should have that.
Brockton has it.
And it is a big time play by the
At the Whaler
Boxers.
30.
Unfortunate events for New Bedford because it looked like they really didn't get that play off.
Yeah, their play, it didn't formulate very smoothly. Robello turned around, went to try and, hand it to one of his running backs, and it looked like a hit off a hip or something like
Yeah.
that. And next, the ball's in the ground, and, Brockton's defense is always swarming, always, they're like Cinderella, always trying to get to the ball, And they are.
Definitely so, Brian.
That's right.
2:24 here in the 2nd quarter. Brockton having a chance to put some more points on the board before the first half ends.
Oh,
And
Resende does the same
Resende
thing.
Fumbles the ball.
Nice block.
Nice block by Thelen to open it up for Resende. There he goes. The
Touchdown.
20, the
Touch-
10. He's got one more. Jumps
Oh.
over him and then finally taken down at about the 1 or 2 yard line. What an athletic move by Jesse Resende. And what a great block by
Oh,
Nate
what
Thelen.
a great block by Thelen to open up that play because Jesse was going to be taken down for a severe loss of about 8 yards. And Nate Thelen came back, made the key block, which opened it up and allowed Jesse to run downfield. And at the end of the field, he leaped over Ryan Rodriguez as if he was a hurdle.
Tight formation for the Boxers. They give it a pin. Pin
Touchdown.
goes through. Touchdown. Boxers.
Penn in for the touchdown.
With 1:54 on the clock, the Boxers punching in for their first score of the game.
Yeah, and that was a key series where, you know, Brockton was able to get a turnover deep in their own territory around the 30-yard line, and Jesse Resende was able to, on that miscue, first the ball's on the ground, he picked it up, ran around, and opened up the block for him and allowed him to run downfield, get down to the 1-yard line, and Junior Penn ran it in for a short touchdown.
Point after by Paul Branco. Kick is up, and the kick is no good.
Kick is wide right.
That's a rare miss by Paul Blanco. The defender, number 1, Brian Rodriguez, got in there quickly. Maybe he saw
Distracted.
Rodriguez out of the corner of his eye, but he's usually very accurate, very consistent, and does not get, you know, disrupted by defenders coming in.
So a 9-0 lead with 1:48 on the clock here in the first half. New Bedford's still in the ball game. Brockton with a big turnover there to put some points on the board.
Yes, and that's the third turnover of New Bedford this half. They had 2 interceptions, one by what's his name, Canelo Velez, one by Marguson with about a 38-yard run back.
And that was the killer because that interception was in the end zone.
Yes.
New Bedford was inside the 5-yard line, ready
Yes.
to capitalize and maybe take the lead at the time.
That's right.
And that was just a big defensive play by the Boxers.
Yeah, and I'm sure they really let the air out of New Bedford's sail, you know, on that play. And that's when Coach Golden called that timeout to try and settle his boys down and get them, you know, really ready to continue on defensively. And they were able to defensively stop Brockton. Brockton had to punt again, and Brockton was able to turn it around, get another, cause another turnover.
So Paul Branco will kick off with 1:48 on the clock here in the second quarter. And he gets a funny kick and a nice catch over there because that was a live ball if it got away.
Up by the Whalers.
It appears that he was trying to go for an onside kick and get the ball back.
That was a clever move by Coach Peter Colombo.
I don't understand that one at all. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean,
with 1:48 in the clock, I'm sure Coach Colombo figures he can put on some more points on the board.
Yes, figures he could put some more points on, but the way the defense has been standing up, you know, back them up. You know, let them get the ball back around the 20. Or maybe he got, you know, by the special teams play of New Bedford, they had a couple big run backs and just didn't want to take a chance on that.
1st and 10 at the 45. Quarterback keeper, and he goes straight ahead for about 5 yards, 6 yards.
Bello on the keeper.
Rebello.
6, 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and it was almost a face mask there. Very close to a face mask, but he didn't grab it. He just raked his hand along the, it was a quick play here.
New Bedford in the 2-minute drill. Rebello drops back, and some miscommunication on his wide receiver, Rodriguez. As Rodriguez looked like he was going for a post pattern when Rebello thought he was going to do a down and out.
Yeah, that was Dwelly, I think, actually. Yeah, he was going for the house. He threw that short pass, that down and out, and Marguson in position again, almost.
And like you said, Brian, Drew Dwelly, the receiver, looked like he was doing a post pattern.
Yes.
So it'll bring a 3rd and about 5 yards to go, a long 4. .122 on the clock. Rebello's got some pressure coming from behind him. He's sacked by Penn. Junior Penn sacks him from behind, and he didn't even see him coming, Brian.
Yeah, Junior Penn. I mean, to be such a big boy, he is very, very quick. He was just in there. Backed him up by about 4 yards.
So a blitz by Junior Penn.
And
cashes in.
Yeah, Rubello had nowhere to go. And
As Penn came in there untouched.
And Coach Golden, now he's upset.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get his guys get their head back into the game. He knows that Brockton is not a team that you can really come back against. You really do not want to be playing catch-up with Brockton.
Again, this is Brockton Community Access Sports. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden, bringing you all the action down here in New Bedford, Massachusetts, on Paul Walsh Field at New Bedford High, the beautiful campus of New Bedford High School. Beautiful day out here. The sun is shining.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I mean, it is clear. It's cool. It's definitely a little chilly, but it's New England. New England weather.
So it brings up 4th down, a punting situation for New Bedford. Back for the punt is Nate Thelen and Corey Brown. 2 threats.
Mike Walsh should be doing the kicking.
And there's some flags on the play.
Movement.
Flag on the play.
Movement on
Movement
the
on
Whalers.
the punting team.
So if they were going to do a fake, which is possible they were going to do a fake, they're not now. I mean, 4th down and 19. Ball on the 36-yard line.
Punting will be Mike Walsh, number 7. And movement again by the right side of the line, number 57. I saw him move. So that'll bring it back another 5 yards. Gee, Bedford's giving Brockton some nice field position.
And Coach Golden is irate now. Yeah, he's a little warm. If he was cold, he's not now. He's letting his special teams line know, look, do not move until the ball is in the air.
Yeah, he's definitely upset down there.
Yeah, because, with 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the half, if Brockton gets the ball anywhere close to the 50-yard line, that's a lot of time. That is a lot of time. And when you have Corey Brown and Nate Thelen back there, and let them get a picket fence, line there, and they will go around the corner and turn it upfield. Corey has run back a number of touchdowns this year, some that were called back, And Brockton trying to get the fans that made this trip down in New Bedford to make a little noise, because
and a good
New Bedford's
representation by the Brockton crowd here today. And another flag. Not a good kick, but
like I said, the 50-yard line.
Spotted on the 48. There is another flag on the flag.
And let's see what this flag is. And they're going to call something on Brockton. Offsides.
Offside on the Brockton.
So are they going to re-kick, or are they going to just let them take it right there at the 48-yard line?
I think if they were smart, Brian, they'd keep it right there. They don't want to. Coach doesn't want to have.
Yeah, because it was a bad snap too. It was over his head. But to give Brockton the ball with just under a minute at the 50-yard line.
And I think they're going to decline this penalty. And
yes,
smartly they do. So Brockton will take possession at their own 48-yard line with 53 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter.
And what is Coach Colombo going to do? He's going to try and put some points up on the board. You know,
Why
there's
not?
a whole lot of time. It's a very important game, and I think he's going to try and do it fairly quickly. So I'm looking for a long bomb to either Felon or Corey Brown.
I formation in the backfield. Little pitch out to Penn. Penn follows his blocks. Breaks a tackle. Oh, almost breaks a tackle. Nice shoestring tackle by number 9.
Drew Dwelly.
Dwelly.
And Dwelly's all over the place, offensively and defensively.
If he didn't get that tackle, he was definitely headed for a first down and more. Brockton in their 2-minute offense, and there's a timeout by Brockton.
Yeah, they want to stop the clock.
Second down, let's call it 5 yards to go.
And Coach Golden talking to his key defenders, Dwelly as well as Rodriguez.
32 seconds on the clock for the Boxers.
Telling them to be prepared for a long pass.
Little pitch out to Penn. He's going to try the halfback option. And it's intercepted by Rodriguez. And he goes to the opposite side of the field, and he's run out of bounds by Resende.
And Coach Golden just talked to both Rodriguez as well as Dwelly to be prepared for a pass play, to be in position. And as you see, you know, his little pep talk worked.
Yes, give credit to the defensive backs. They didn't bite on the pitch out to Penn. And they stayed right with their receivers.
Yeah, and that was a bad pass.
Yeah.
To throw it here, I mean, there were 2 defenders right there. It was just a bad pass.
So 1st and 10 for the Whalers with 22 seconds on the clock.
And Rebello's always a threat. Brockton needs to be prepared for Rodriguez and Dwelly. Oh.
And Rebello's going to take the knee on the ground and call it a day and run out this clock.
Coach Golden is not playing. He's not taking a chance on putting the ball in the air.
So the seconds tick off here in the first half. New Bedford will be satisfied to go into the halftime locker room trailing 9-0 and give New Bedford a high five, because that's a pretty good score against Brockton going into the first half, Brian.
Yeah, you got to give them their props as far as being able to defensively to hold Brockton to just 9 points. Brockton averages, what, like 30 points a game, or
something
in the high
like that,
20s? Yeah. They average well in the 20s or low 30s per game, and to be held to just 9 points in the first half is outstanding for New Bedford.
All right, there you have it. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden. We'll be back with second half action in a moment.
Glucose plus oxygen equals carbon dioxide plus water.
Hey, Gio, what's up?
And energy. Superior vena cava, pulmonary artery, coronary artery.
I'd like to pass them back to you now.
For chem
Very
tissue
pleased
types
with
of
your work.
endoplasmic reticulum with ribosomes. Is it 3 o'clock already? And without. Copy of the skeletal anatomy syllabus for chem cycle Wednesday. Velocity access skeletal anatomy Thursday. The lobes of the cortex.
She's got the drive,
Cranial volume.
the energy,
Ventral, parietal,
the heart,
and occipital.
and the talent.
Cortical motor output. Vena cava.
Pre-med.
Different
But she wouldn't be here
evolutionary development.
without your help. Please support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Syllabus for chem 2.
Welcome back, everybody, to Brockton High Football. We're at New Bedford High School campus on the Paul Walsh Field, and it's been a tight game, 9-0, and it's definitely one of those type of inter-conference games that we expect at a hard-fought football game, Brian.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a battle of defense. Both defensive teams have really stood up to the challenge. Brockton was able to finally score a touchdown after a turnover, a fumble by Rebello, and Jesse Resende was able to, on a running play, run around to the outside. He was freed up by a nice block by Thelen, and to get all the way down to the 1-yard line, and then Junior Penn punched it in.
The defensive highlights for the game for the Boxers is Velez interception in the first quarter and Marginson's interception in the second quarter, and that was a big interception for Marginson because it was in the end zone. New Bedford was threatening to score.
Yes, and Velez almost had another interception. There were a couple close ones, but with the Whalers being strictly pretty much a passing team, you just know that Brockton's defense is going to get some touches.
So Brockton will have the ball in the second half as they will receive from right to left. Back deep is Marginson, Dellen, and Corey Brown in the middle. And kicking off for New Bedford is number 19. And right down the middle to Corey Brown. And he goes up his left-hand side, spins, and finally taken down at about the 39, 38-yard line of Brockton.
They're taken down by Adrian Murphy. And like you said, he's taken down at the 30-yard line.
Okay, Brockton's offense is back on the field.
Brockton will start 1st and 10 at their own 29.
And here comes Jesse Resende into the huddle.
And it appears that there's an injury on the Whalers side. I'll talk about that in just a moment.
Brockton has the I formation in the backfield. They hand it off straight ahead to their power runner, Junior Penn.
And that's something I look for them to do a lot in the second half because, as we know, the Brockton offense just wears down defenders. They really do. They just continue to power and just, move you around. So I look for them to stay predominantly on the ground and just use that power running back, Junior Penn.
Double wide out at the bottom of your screen. And they hand it off. Fumble!
And fortunately, it was scooped up. There was a fumble on the play, and fortunately it was scooped up by Paul Fleury, who was in the right position at the right time. McNeil, I don't know, it looked like a clean transfer.
He just lost it.
He just lost the ball. But, on a cold day, it's not that cold, but it's cold enough. Your hands are dry and slick. And I think that was the problem that Jesse's been having while he's been throwing so many bad passes.
Third down, quarterback keeper. Resende gets by them, and he's taken down nicely by number 7, Mike Walsh. Upends him because he had some breakaway field out there. If you could have got by McNeil, if you could have got by Walsh.
Yeah, and Nate Thelen again made another key block as Jesse turned the corner, enabling Jesse to pick up the additional extra yards.
So 1st and 10 for the Boxers. That was a first down carry for Jesse. Resende drops back, throws a long deep pass.
Open.
He's got Corey Brown, and he can't quite come down with it. Just over his left shoulder there. If he could have led him straight ahead, that was an easy touchdown.
Yeah, that was an easy touchdown, and that was a good pass by Jesse, actually. It was kind of high. Corey had to try and get position underneath the ball, which I really think he should have been able to do because he had plenty of time.
You're right, Brian. The wide receiver did have plenty of time to adjust to the ball, but he just couldn't quite adjust to it, so makes it 2nd down and 10. Little draw play to McNeil, and he goes nowhere. Matter of fact, he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and McNeil lost about 2 yards on that, or a yard and a half.
Sadek on the stop.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 11 situation.
8:39 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. 9-0 lead. This is Miles Jackson with Brian Madden bringing you all the action down here from New Bedford High School campus. We're on Paul Walsh Field. Boxers got their offense spread out. One lone man in the backfield, and that's Penn. Quarterback drops back, has a man open, and he catches Corey Brown.
Just short of the
first down, about 2 yards. We'll bring up 4th down.
And excellent takedown by Dwelly.
So it was.
So just about the 49-yard line, just over the 49-yard line, and about 2 yards for a 1st down.
And you know the Boxers are going to go for it.
And look for Junior Penn to power it.
And Rescindi's going to call a timeout.
Wise call by Coach Colombo.
With 7:46 on the clock.
Want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. They want to really make sure that timing is on point for this most crucial 2 points that they're trying to. 2 yards they're trying to obtain for a 1st down. And it looks like it's made a big shift as far as a lot of substitutions. They are going to punt after all.
So punting situation. Jesse Rescinde will punt the football.
Back to do the punting.
High snap. He gets off a nice high punt. And it takes a Brockton bounce inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line.
Dead on the Whaler 24.
So the Whalers offense has the ball for the first time here in the 3rd quarter with 7:34 on the clock. Sun is still shining out here in New Bedford.
And Brockton is looking to defensively continue to play as they have in the first half. Just continue to make stops.
And they hand it off to the fullback there, number 26. He's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. A gain about maybe
Taken
1
down
yard.
by Ushry.
2, 2nd and 8.
And Curtis Ushry's been having a good game. He's been, in on a number of tackles as well as some pressures. The captain.
And the quarterback keeps it. Gets about a yard or two. Rebello with the carry.
Taken down by Johnny Ray Bonds as well as Doherty.
So that'll bring up 3rd
Latrell
down
Melton,
at about
I'm sorry.
7.
Yeah, Latrell Melton in on a tackle.
So 3rd and 7 for the Whalers.
And Matthew St. Jean comes in as wide receiver.
Rebello rolls out to his left, looking for someone. Can't find anybody, so he's going to keep it. He's taken down hard, out
Short.
of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
Marked out of bounds.
So that'll be short. 4th down and punting situation for the Whalers. And their punting team will come out to the field. So the Brockton Boxers defense holds on that possession.
Yeah, it's been a defensive game. Both teams have really shored up defensively with a bend and don't break mentality. And Brockton was able to put up 3 points initially early in the 1st quarter. Outside of that and the turnover by the Whalers, no points have been put on the board.
Snap is good, kick is high. Taken by Thelen, and he can't go anywhere but down. So the Boxers will have decent field position at around the 35, 36-yard line.
And excellent special teams by the Whalers. Nice punt, as well as nice defense as far as them getting down there and gathering up Thelen before he's able to pick up some yards.
Yeah, definitely great coverage by the punting team to swarm all over the breakaway threat of Nate Thelen. 1st and 10 for the Boxers. I formation in the backfield. New Bedford has 5 men on the line. Like they're gonna rush 5. And they do. And they give it straight ahead to Penn.
Yeah, Junior Penn picked up about 5 yards on that.
And Junior Penn is hurt.
5, 2nd and 5.
So Junior Penn is down, as you can see.
Yeah, he's slow to get up one of his legs.
And out comes the medical staff. So there's a timeout on field with 5:31 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
And he's
Brockton
grabbing
up 9-0.
Yeah. And the trainer, Jerry, is, you know, helping him with his left ankle. So he may have rolled his ankle. And I think he may not. She's talking to him, trying to see if maybe he's able to get off the field of his own power.
Hopefully it's just a mild sprain, as Junior Penn is a very important part of this football team. And he walks off, not much of a limp, so that's a good sign.
Yeah,
It could have been one of the players fell on his ankle.
Yeah.
Or foot.
Yeah, one of the coaches was at about halfway to the hash mark, and he just like made a motion like, get up. Come on, let's go. Get off the field. And at that point, Junior got up, walked off the field of his own power.
The Boxers with a 2nd down and 5 yards to go. They hand off to McNeil. He's got an opening, breaks a tackle.
Nice.
There he goes. Still cutting, cuts back, still going. And what an excellent run by McNeil for a 1st down.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for Adrian Murphy, he still would be running. And now we have a Whaler down on the field, number 79. Aaron okay. Aaron. LaRock. And
so with 5:04 on the clock, we've got a referee's timeout.
Yeah, and ironically, he's at the same position where Junior Penn was injured. I don't know. I think the players should stay away from that spot for the remainder of the game. Right at about the 42-yard line.
And that was a great run by Jaron McNeil as he followed his. First he seen the hole that was opened up, took the hole, then he kind of followed his blocks.
Made 2 jukes. Yep.
And that resulted in Brockton having the ball at the 41-yard line of New Bedford.
Injured Whaler, Aaron LaRock.
And Aaron gets up and walks off gingerly.
Kind of high-stepping.
And he's a big boy.
Yes, he is.
He's a senior. So it's good to see him walk off the field. And here comes Brockton's offense as well as New Bedford's defense. 1st and 10 for the Boxers. They're inside Whaler territory. Hands it off to McNeil. There he goes. Breaks again. Another big 1st down run for the sophomore. As he followed his blocks nicely.
And he doesn't have the power running of Junior Penn, but he has the swiftness and finesse and elusiveness.
Yes.
Of quick running back.
Ball is placed just inside the 30-yard line of New Bedford. I formation in the backfield. Quarterback fake. Resende gets by one, throws a long ball out there and over everyone's head. Corey Brown was the closest one out there, but that was way over his head. And
Second and 10.
Resende might have been throwing that ball away.
Yeah, because he was a good 7 or 8 yards away from Corey Brown.
And Corey was covered on the play.
He was covered, but I still think he had position to be able to bring that in. Had the ball been closer.
4:29 on the clock here in the third quarter. Still a 9-0 Boxer lead. And Resende keeps the ball, breaks a tackle, looking for another block and taken down inside the 20. And
There is a flag on the play.
number one who took him down, I believe he probably got a knee of Resende's right in his gut. So he probably had the wind knocked out of him. He's going to get up and be a trooper. Holding is on the play, so that'll bring the ball back. And that nice run by Jesse Resende.
Is rescinded. Is rescinded. And Rodriguez was the injured player. He's staying in the game, but he's still, I think he probably cut a knee in the head because he's in a lot of pain.
10 yards. It'll be second and 20.
He's
So
in
it'll
a
be
lot of
second
pain.
down and 20 yards to go for the Boxers.
And actually, if Coach Colombo sees that, I would say go right at Rodriguez.
Resende drops back, looks, fires down, and he just misses Doherty. And he went after who you said he was going to go after.
Go after
Roderick.
Rodriguez. Yeah.
As
I mean, he's
Doherty had him by a step, he just couldn't get the ball there to him.
And he's still injured. I mean, he's still gingerly, still probably sees a little stars. I'd continue to attack him, even though he's one of their powerhouses. Right now, he's not at 100%. Take advantage of that.
Third and 20 for the Boxers. Resende drops back in the pocket, looks, fires down the middle, has a man open, touchdown Boxers!
Did the same
Number
thing.
88, Marcelino with the touchdown, nice post pattern, and he hits him in stride.
Marcelino Correa. And again, he went right at him.
Picked
Went
on him
right at
again.
him.
So
And-
great coaching call by Coach Peter Colombo as he saw that the man was hurting, and he went right after him twice.
Hey, Coach
in a row.
Colombo, we're on the same wavelength there.
Yes, you are. Good call
Yeah, good
there.
call, good call. Definitely.
So they score with 3:47 on the clock here in the third quarter, and that really quiets down this Whaler audience, fans out here.
Yeah, and the Brockton faithful really need to make some noise on their side of the field when Brockton scores.
Brockton goes for the 2-point conversion. They pitch it out here to McNeil, finds an opening, and he's in for the score, and still standing. That's a 2-point conversion, which makes the score 17-0. And that wakes up the Brockton crowd over there, as we can see them.
Brockton 17, Whalers 0.
And you can hear the Brockton High Band. As the Boxers put this out of reach a little bit more. Now the clock is on the Boxers side now with it 17-0 with 3:47 left on the clock.
Yes, and that was excellent 2-point conversion by Jaron McNeil, rather, I'm sorry. He's able to get on around the corner. Had a blocker in front of him and just cut inside and picked it up easily. And that was an excellent pass play by Resende, hitting Career at about the 7-yard line, 6-7-yard line, and he was able to run into the end zone from there. So Brockton is starting to open it up a little bit.
Franco to kick off for the Boxers. Deep Brian Rodriguez, at St. James for the Whalers.
So Brockton will kick off. And it's a high kick. Taking it about the 16-yard line. And number 5 goes straight ahead before being tagged there by number 34.
By number 5, Keith Rudolph.
Mark Tyler,
Mark
rather.
Tyler with the tackle.
And Mark Tyler is 5'10", 109-pound running back, linebacker. He's a sophomore. So Coach Colombo is starting to use some of his secondary team and special teams.
So out comes the Whaler offense, spread out, I formation in the backfield. Rebello at quarterback. He keeps it and gets a couple of yards.
And the Brockton Boxers defense is really starting to stiffen up now. You know, they're blitzing, they're fake blitzing, they're getting kind of getting in Rebello's head a little bit.
Second down, 8 yards to go for the Whalers. And there's a whistle on the play, most likely some movement on the offense. And delay a game penalty on the New Bedford Whalers. So it'll be second down and about 13 yards to go for a first down.
Second down and 13.
Clock running with 2:50 on the scoreboard. Rebello drops back in the pocket. Feels a little pressure, fires down the middle, has a man open, and just thrown behind him. He almost made a great catch.
Yeah, he almost did. Number 22, Wilson Pilati. And Rebello was being pressured, so he tried to get it off. Being pressured again by the captain, Curtis Estrie.
So that brings up third down. About 13 yards to go for a first. Rebello rolls out to his left, looks, and he's sacked by big number 85, and they're going to call a penalty.
But there is a flag on the play.
Probably face mask.
Yeah, most likely.
Oh, and 83 is down.
Personal foul, face mask.
Joey Jean Noel. Joey Jean Noel is slow to get off the ground.
And he's the one that had the sack.
No, it's not.
No? Who had the sack?
It was, who was it? It wasn't him, because he was already laying on the ground. 85, actually. It was Jerome Edward, I believe.
So Joey Jean Noel limps off the field under his own strength. And that's a 15-yard penalty.
penalty will give the Whalers a first down.
And
at
gives the
their own
Whalers a
40.
first down. So a big break there for the Whalers.
And you can't
keep the
do
ball.
that. Yeah. He had him wrapped up. I don't understand why he would reach up to his face.
So here come the Whalers, 1st and 10 at their own 40. I formation in the backfield, 2 wideouts at the top of your screen. And Rebello drops back with a lot of pressure. And he throws it up there.
Intercepted. Oh.
And it's out of bounds.
Pass intended for Ryan Rodrigues, incomplete.
Rodrigues was back there.
Second.
Yeah, as well as 3 Brockton defenders. But it appeared that Rebello was being chased by, I don't know, half of the offensive line. I mean, the defensive line. And he just threw it up there for grabs, hoping Rodrigues would come up with the reception.
And sometimes that's what you have to do when you got a couple of star wideouts. Sometimes you just have to throw it up there and hopefully they can make that catch.
And trust in your receivers.
Exactly. 2nd and 10 for the Whalers. And batted down, almost taken away there. Number 58, nice defense by the linebacker.
Keneal Velez.
And Velez has been having a hot day today. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. Rebello, he's not looking off. You know, when he knows he has a specific play is called and there's a specific receiver, he's looking at that receiver the whole time. And the defensive backs need to key in on that. And Velez is, that would have been, you know, he has one interception and 2 near interceptions. So Velez sees that, and he might get another one before the game's over.
Shotgun formation for the Whalers. They've got 5 wideouts out there. High snap, and the quarterback's going to keep it, but he kind of trips up.
Quarterback draw. The ball slips on the play. Bring up a 4th down.
And that's going to bring up a 4th down, so a unfortunate play there for the Whalers. They couldn't really do what they wanted to do.
Yes, and the field conditions, I'm not sure, because there's been a number of players who have just lost their footing out there. You were about to say something, I'm sorry.
No, it's going to be 4th down. 4th and about 11 to go. So we got Nate Dellard and Corey Brown back deep. 2 deep threats. Either one can return it all the way back. High snap, it's over his head.
Oh, wow. He's in trouble.
And he finally falls on it smartly.
The snap on the Whalers. Ball is down.
And Brockton has great field position, which could put some more points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Colombo is, you know, like, thank you very much. You know,
yeah, definitely, because that was a freebie there.
There was a freebie there. And, you know, for Brockton they would have had decent field position, probably around the between the 40 and 50-yard line. But now they're inside the red zone.
I formation in the backfield. That's McNeil, and Penn is back in there. And they're going to pitch it out to McNeil, the sophomore. Looks for a break, and he's taken down after about 2 or 3 yard gain. The Boxers could actually get a first down at about the 2 yard line.
Yes, they could. And that was an excellent run by McNeil. And Roderick still a little gingerly over there on defense.
So 2nd down, and let's call it 8 for the Boxers. A 2 yard gain on that last play. Sende fakes the pitch, looks in the middle, has a man, and it's nicely broken up there by Roderick, as Corey Brown was ready to take that in for a touchdown, but Roderick just put his hand in there to bat down the ball.
Yeah,
So
that was a good call.
3rd down. Brian?
That was a good call. It would have been a touchdown if Roderick hadn't got in there and deflected the ball away.
Yeah. Basically, it was a slant play to the inside, and Roderick responded very well to that. Brings up a 3rd down situation, and it's going to be a timeout.
Timeout Brockton.
Brockton with 5 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter.
And Brockton would really love to get their numbers back up closer to what their, their average is in the high 20s or low 30s, just to be consistent. They want to keep that points per game up as high as possible going into the playoffs. And it appears that they will make it to the playoffs again the 2nd year in a row if they're able to hold on and come out victorious today against the formidable
Shotgun formation for the Boxers. And Resende keeps the ball, but he fumbles it. And they lose it. Resende just dropped the ball. And New Bedford took advantage and fell on it inside the 10-yard line at about the 7. So a big break there for the Whalers.
Yeah, excellent break for the Whalers.
And
they were able to...
disappointment on the Boxers' faces. They were looking to really put this game out of reach.
The last play of the 3rd quarter.
And that was the last play of the 3rd quarter. We'll go down to the opposite end of the field.
And Resende, he tried to power his way through past the defender and was unable to do so. And as he passed the defender, the ball just skipped out of his hands, and they were able to get the turnover.
And that has to make the New Bedford side feel pretty good to dodge a bullet by the Boxers.
Yeah, because New Bedford is definitely looking to try and come away with a victory here and knock, get Brockton to get the upset.
So we've got 11 minutes to go in this football game. Brockton up 17-0. Looking to secure a spot in the playoffs and win the Big Big 3 title. And back on the field is the defense. And here comes New Bedford's offense.
But New
This is
Bedford
Brockton
still,
Community Access Sports. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden with all the color. Out here on a beautiful football day in November.
And the Whalers still have a long way to go.
Whalers will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 8.
Have 92 yards to try and put some more points on the board.
And they throw a little screen pass over there. And that doesn't fool anybody, as Latrell Melton and company were all over it.
Yeah, because actually that was a lateral because the quarterback threw it behind him.
And that was a great play by the tailback just to get that pass and hang on to it.
And hang on to it, because had the ball hit the ground, that would have been a live ball. That's a dangerous call.
That's right. You're right, that is a dangerous call for being so deep in your own territory. Ten minutes, 15 seconds to go, clock running. And there's a miscue, and it could be a safety, and it is a safety. As the quarterback and the running back ran into each other. And that's going to be a safety, so add 2 more points to the score, and it's 19-0.
And that was Isaiah Aralo, who was the running back in that situation. And it was definitely not a good handoff. And the New Bedford faithful are quiet over here on the sidelines.
As the referees are waiting for both teams to come back out on the field. So here comes both teams out onto the field. And New Bedford will kick off, as the ruling is on a safety. Brockton will get the football again.
And the faithful are getting loud again, trying to get their team a little pumped up.
And it's a high kick taken by Doherty, looking for a spot. And he's going to be taken down. I guess Ryan Doherty thought he had some speed there because he should have went straight ahead.
Yeah. I mean, he ran backwards 5 yards.
Exactly.
Because he was at the 45 and ran back to the 40 where he was promptly taken down. He should have just tried to get to the 50, just,
run straight ahead.
Get any yards you can get. I mean, you're a tailback. You're a
tight end.
Tight end. So you're not known for that breakaway speed.
Right.
Known for that power.
So 1st and 10 for the Boxers at their own 40. And they give it to Penn. Penn goes straight up the middle, ball loose. And the whistle blown before it got loose. Luckily for New Bedford, that whistle was blown because Doherty picked up the ball and he was gone.
And in that situation, he might have been able to run and get a touchdown.
So a carry of about 2 yards on the play.
So obvious, Junior Penn's ankle is okay.
Yes, which is good for the Boxers. They're going to need every healthy body going into the tail end of this season.
1 game remaining in the regular season.
And that's your big Thanksgiving Day game against arch rivals Waltham.
And it'll be 10 o'clock in the morning, so come on out.
And there was some movement there by the offense as Doherty took off down the field. So that would be a 5-yard penalty. Walked off the opposite way.
You'll have plenty of time to prepare your turkey and still catch the game.
Yes, indeed. Should be a fun day on Thanksgiving.
And that is a rivalry for the ages.
For the ages.
Waltham and Brockton.
I'll never forget my first time doing the Waltham-Brockton game. I was just amazed how each side just really despised each other. And there's a pitch out. Gets a Brockton bounce to Nate Dellen, but he's going to go nowhere and taken out of bounds.
And Thelen was very fortunate that that ball bounced off his hands, hit the ground, and bounced right back up into his hands. And he never missed a step. But the Whalers were not fooled. They were in position, and it's still a loss of a couple of yards on the play.
And give the New England Whalers credit here. They're really holding their own here in the 4th quarter. I'm surprised. I figured they'd be worn down by now, but they're really hanging in there. They've had a few bad breaks, and that's why the score is 19-0. But this defensive team has been in the game the whole game.
Yes, they have.
Lone man in the backfield, that's Junior Penn. And there was some mix-up in that play, and they just, number 32 just hog-ties Resende down, and that's a big loss, and there's some penalties, and we're going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct. I missed on what happened, but you can see it over there between Roderick and some of the Brockton defenders.
Yeah, Steve Augustine was the defender that took down Resende.
And it'll be interesting to see what the call is. So, Roderick still having a little chippiness between the other Brockton defenders. I'm not sure who was involved.
And they're backing up
Personal foul, Brockton. Personal foul, New Bedford. Offsetting penalties, so it'll stay a third down. Oh, excuse me, it'll be fourth down. And a definite punting situation for the Boxers. So hats off to the New Bedford defense for standing tall and holding the Boxers offense.
Definitely. And usually by this time, I'll wait until after this play.
Branco with the punt takes a Brockton bounce. And Margerson and company will down it inside the 40.
An excellent punt there by Resende. It was excellent punt there by Resende, and he got a nice Brockton bounce, which propelled it back even further towards the end zone. So the Whalers would take over at the 37-yard line, and they have a very high hill to climb with 7 minutes and 29 seconds left in the game. Brockton leads 19-0, and the ball is on the 38-yard line, and it is the fourth quarter.
And the referee is in the New Bedford huddle, probably letting them know to keep the high anxiety down. So 1st and 10 for the Whalers inside their own 40. They've got their offense spread out. 2 wideouts at the top of your screen. 1 man in the backfield. Rebello motions for the man in motion. And he drops back in the pocket and is pressured wide away by Latrell Melton and company. And he's hammered on the sideline, and they're going to call a penalty on that one. That was unnecessary. And he was hammered unnecessarily on the sidelines there.
I don't know what he was thinking for him to
and that was number 77, I believe.
Was that Ushery?
That was the captain, Curtis Ushery.
Yeah, and that was uncalled for. There was no reason for him to make a hit like that close to the sidelines.
Right.
Rebello was running out of bounds. All he had to do was just let him, make sure that he couldn't turn upfield and not lay a hit on him that close to the sidelines. Even if he was still in the field of play, it just was such a...
And thank goodness he's okay. As he's talking to his coach. Shakes the cobwebs out of his head. He's back in the huddle. And there's the walk-off of the 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's a big one. As they go into Brockton territory, ball is placed at the 47-yard line of Brockton.
And we can understand some bad blood being between them in this divisional game. But again, you still have to be smart and heads up.
Right. 1st and 10 for the Whalers. They've got 4 wideouts. Rebello drops back. Pressured, looks, calls for somebody, can't find anybody. Finally throws it way over there and gets the man, but he drops the football. That would have been a 2-yard gain if he'd have caught that.
If he'd have caught that, because he ran back about 30 yards.
Yeah.
And just, and he couldn't throw it out of bounds because he was still in between the hash marks.
Right.
So had he thrown it to the to the sideline, it would have been intentional grounding.
So 2nd down and about 10 yards to go for the 1st down for the Whalers. Still time for them to get something on the scoreboard. Rebello drops back again. Blitz by the Boxers. And taken down behind the line of scrimmage as the Boxers read that from the get-go.
Yeah, and Margerson right there in position to
get Roderick.
Yes.
Nice takedown by Margerson. As that screen play really didn't fool the Brockton defense.
And time continues to tick off of the clock.
And timeout is called by New Bedford with 6 minutes and 24 seconds left. Brockton looking to shut out the Whalers. I'm not sure if Brockton's had a shutout this year. Brian, I don't think so.
I believe they have. Let me
I want to check that.
find my numbers here. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure. Durfee got some points, and Leominster got some points.
Yeah, this might be the closest thing.
The closest thing. The closest they had was Marshfield, who just scored 3 points on October 16th. That score was 14-3, and that was a very highly contested game.
And Rebello throws it out of bounds as he was pressured and couldn't find no one to throw the ball to. Great coverage by this defensive backfield of Brockton, as he had some time, but he was pressured. But he still couldn't find nobody to throw the ball to, so it's going to be a 4th down, and they're going to have to give it up.
And Brockton's defense has really stepped up. They're putting a lot of pressure on Rebello, and you know the defensive backs are not leaving anyone open to give him a chance to get it away to anybody. And if someone does get a reception, the defender is right there to take him down quickly. So.
So 4th down. New Bedford's going to go for it. They've got 3 wideouts at the bottom of your screen. Rebello rolls out, feels the pressure, fires, and has a man right there on the sidelines. It's going to be a 1st down. Nice pass.
Excellent pass.
And nice catch by number 9.
By Dwelly.
Dwelly.
And he threw it where only Dwelly could get it. You know, he threw it very close to the ground. Dwelly was able to get his hands underneath the ball and make the reception, enabling the sticks to move.
And New Bedford's, they've been keying their top 2 receivers, Dwelly and Roderick, both with 6 touchdown receptions. Rebello rolls out, feels the pressure. He's going to keep it. And he's finally taken out of bounds. And he did a good job just to gain what he gained there, about 4 yards on the play. As one of the Brockton defenders had a chance at the line of scrimmage to get him, but somehow eluded him.
Yes.
And came out with about a 5 or 6 yard carry.
Yeah, before he was taken out of bounds by Margison. Margison's having a big game. He had that outstanding run back, interception and run back of about 38, 40 yards. He's been on some key tackles. He's just doing outstanding today. And he got a little shoulder elbow to the chest after that tackle of Rebello.
5:38 on the clock. 19-0 ball game. Brockton looking to shut out the Whalers here on their home field. But the Whalers are threatening. Quarterback drops back, feels the pressure, rolls out to his right, fires down deep, has a man open, and broken up nicely by number 22 for Brockton.
And that's James Brown.
James Brown comes up with the big play out there because for a moment there, Dwelly was open.
Yeah, James Brown got real big with his, 5'8", 165-pound frame. He just got in the right position and was able to time his jump perfectly.
And give credit to the quarterback. That was a great throw. Couldn't throw it any better down there to his star receiver. But the defensive backs for Brockton came up big, forcing 3rd down and 5 yards to go for a 1st down with 5:30 on the clock. Rebello hands it off straight ahead, but nowhere to go. And number 34 breaks a tackle, but he gets back just to the line of scrimmage, and that was just a great play by the defensive line as they just blocked up, stopped up the whole front line there. And
yes, they did.
Once the running back got the ball, he kind of ran into his own offensive lineman because he was being pushed back.
That's right. That's right. And then once he was able to break free, he was able to get no yards after that. Latrell Melton was right there and just tied him up very quickly.
So here come the Whalers, 4th and 5 yards to go. Rebello drops back, looks to his right, fires, and caught nicely.
No.
And
It's down.
they're going to call it incomplete. Great effort by the star receiver there, Roderick, but the referee was right there on the play, Brian.
Was right there in the play and saw that the ball did hit the ground before Roderick was able to pick it up.
So with 4:40 on the clock, the Brockton offense comes back out on the field, and Brockton boxes one step closer to a shutout. 4:40 in the game, 19-0. Boxer lead. Here comes Resende back in the huddle, leading his Boxers hopefully to their 10th straight victory with no defeats here in this 2005 season. And they hand it straight ahead to McNeil. There he goes. McNeil to the 50, to the 40. He puts on a burst of speed, and he's just taken down at about the 29-yard line. Saving tackle by number 9, I believe.
Yeah, Dwelly.
Dwelly.
And I'll tell you, McNeil he broke through there and was gone.
And he was gone.
He thought that he had broken away enough to where he would be able to get to the end zone.
Yeah, you could see it in his body movement that
In
he
his
knew
stride.
he was seeing pay dirt. And what a great play by the New Bedford ball player, number 9, Dwelly, to just make that effort and shoestring him.
Shoestring tackle, yes.
The ball's inside the 30-yard line for the Boxers. They're in New Bedford territory. They got a double wide out at the top of your screen, I formation in the backfield. Hand it to Penn. And Penn gets a couple.
And Coach Colombo just satisfied to just power it in there, just continue to keep it on the ground.
Brian, exactly.
Let the clock continue to tick. No, it just is not enough time for New Bedford to be able to mount the comeback.
So 2nd down and about 9 yards to go. And they give a little drop play there to McNeil, and he gets hit at the line of scrimmage. I think that play, Brian, with McNeil made that big run. That was a perfect example of Brockton wearing down this New Bedford team. And just for a split moment, they're a little bit tired, and that little quick second of a breakdown, it just opened up the heavens for McNeil.
Yes. And heaven's a place to be running for.
Yes.
But it's just interesting to see what Coach Colombo is going to call on this play right here. 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
Is he going to try and get the first down by going to the air with just 3 minutes and 22 seconds left in the game? Or is he just going to, keep it on the ground?
And hope for a big hole opening up for one of his running backs. Let's see. Resende, play fake. He's got pressure. He's trying to get away, but he's sacked behind the line of scrimmage. And that was a great defensive call by New Bedford.
Yes, they blitzed.
They wanted to make sure Resende didn't have time to get back there and throw the ball to somebody. So great play calling by the coach for New Bedford.
Yeah, definitely.
Brings up a 4th down situation. And it's going to be a timeout, because I'm not even sure what Coach Colombo is going to do here.
He's going to punt.
You see the ball inside the 35-yard line.
It's just a little outside of Paul Bronco's range.
And that's saying a lot for Paul, just a little.
Yeah, because if they were 10, maybe 15 yards closer, it definitely would be in Paul Bronco's range.
And while we have a moment, we'd like to thank our producer, Paul Mandeville, and our cameraman, Peter Zembor bringing these great shots from up here in New Bedford. They're doing a fine job out here on this crisp autumn day.
Yeah, and it's an excellent day for football. A little cool, but it's football weather.
Yeah, exactly. Brockton's offense still on the sidelines talking to their coach. And here they come. So Brockton's going to go for it. Two wide outs at the bottom of your screen. That's Dellin and Corey Brown. And Resende drops back, feels the pressure, fires, and almost intercepted. So Brockton gives up the ball in New Bedford territory. No harm with 3:08 on the clock. Brockton's defense, I'm sure, is going to come out. And their main focus is don't give up the 6.
That's right. They definitely would like to come out of here with New Bedford, leaving New Bedford with a goose egg.
So 1st and 10 for the Whalers. Probably their last chance to try to put some points on the board. As Brockton's defense has been superb all day. Very focused. They've got their offense spread out. One man in the backfield. Little drops back quickly and taken down nicely by
Melton.
Latrell Melton. He came from his defensive end spot, got right over there to
Yes, he did.
take Rodriguez out of the sidelines. Nice play by Latrell Melton, the senior.
And this is a huge win for Brockton. Even though New Bedford has not had, a great season, it still is the most important game of the season for them right at this point after they've beaten Durfee.
Rebello drops back, pump fakes.
Intercepted.
And James Brown gets the interception as James Brown was not fooled. Great play by the defensive back, James Brown. Something about that name I just like saying.
Yeah, James Brown. I feel good.
Yes. And you know James feels good right now. Him and his defense feels real good.
That's right. And James' eyes, I'm sure, got big when he saw that ball coming. He's like, okay, the defender is 3 yards behind me. I'm in position to make this pass. Make this interception. And I definitely want to just make sure I just take my time and bring it in.
Mm-hmm. And I believe Vaughn Askew is in at quarterback for the Boxers, as he's going to get a chance to take a few snaps. Vaughn Askew, a sophomore. And he hands it off to the tailback, number 23, Lorenzo Cotton. Gain of about a yard.
And the coach has purged the starters and put most of his second team in there, giving them the opportunity to just close out the game.
So we have a timeout with 2:09 on the clock. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden. Here for Brockton Community Access Sports.
And hopefully we'll see you all live and in color on Thanksgiving Day, 10 o'clock in the morning. Come on out, because that is a huge rivalry, and Brockton needs your support. So come on out.
What makes it even
Brockton
bigger
Buckers.
this year, Waltham would like nothing better than to spoil Brockton's undefeated season.
Yes, Yes.
So,
come
you know,
on out
Brockton will be high up for that game, Brian.
and make some noise, yes.
And movement by the left guard there for Brockton,
Motion penalty
number
on
63.
Brockton.
And this
That
is
was,
where
Kevin Duke ran with the movement, so I'll bring the ball back about 5 yards.
this is where the second squad has to really be on point, focused, and just not make mental errors.
And there's some flags on the play.
46 moves. Lewis Jacobs. And
Motion penalty again on Brockton.
now see, the Whalers have been shifting all game. So, you know, those kids sitting on the sideline should have been aware of that they're shifting. Just because they're moving doesn't mean the ball's been hiked.
Exactly.
Listen to your quarterback and wait for the ball to be hiked.
So that's number 16 in there at quarterback, Matt Rubisky. Matt looking for someone, can't find anyone. He's going to be taken down from behind.
Go down, boy, go down.
Rubisky on the carry.
That macho bravado there is,
Stop.
he didn't want to go down.
No, he didn't want to go down. So
But he just kept going backwards. So they
Forced-
used the forward progress.
Yeah.
Timeout Whalers.
So timeout Whalers with 2 minutes and 1 second on the clock.
And Coach Golden is just hoping that the second squad is going to allow him to back him up to the point where they can put some points on the board, whether it be a safety or whether they kick it and they get the ball, you know, within the 30 or 40-yard line.
Good point, Brian. He knows he's got the Brockton High second stringers out there in the offense, so anything could happen. He's hoping anything could happen.
And even though Coach Colombo would love to come out of here with a shutout, he's not going to allow, he's not going to put his starters back in there and risk injury. If they score, they score.
Right.
But he's hoping that his second squad, because they're going to be starters next year, very possibly. So
it's a good learning experience.
It's a good learning experience, and this is where you got to suck it up and get it done.
So Askew is back there at quarterback. Vaughn Askew, third down. And quarterback sneak by Vaughn, and
he
gives up the
fumbles.
football. Ball is still loose, and I think Brockton recovered. I think it's still Brockton's ball, I believe. And it is.
And
So
the
good
clock is
heads-up
still
play
moving.
by there, whoever fell on it. It could have been number 80 for Brockton.
Fourth down.
Mike Carteret.
Carteret. So it's a fourth down and punting situation for the Boxers. They will punt the football with 1:33 on the clock. So the Whalers will get the ball back.
And if Brockton's fortunate that they was able to get a little more yards.
Little straight ahead punt gives a Brockton bounce. And number 3's taken down just inside the 45-yard line.
Up to the Whaler 43.
Doherty coming out of there.
Yeah, Doherty, the first one to get to the punt returner.
1 minute, 14 seconds on the clock. Brockton's going to go 10-0.
And as you see, Coach Colombo has decided to put his starters back in there, which I don't blame him in this situation. 1 minute, 14 seconds. The smart, headsy players, they're not going to put themselves in a position to get injured. And he just wants, he just can't rely on his second squad to defend in this situation.
Okay, Rebello rolls out to his left. He looks downfield, fires at the sideline, and has a man at the 50-yard line.
And I don't know why there wasn't a holding call on number 49,
That was Matthew St. Jean that caught the ball.
Nick Costa. Nick Costa was wrapped up with Jerome Edwards, and he's just holding him on his shoulder pads, not allowing him to go after the quarterback. Should have been a flag on the play.
So 2nd down and about 3 yards to go for first. Rebello rolls out to his left, looks, fires downfield, and incomplete. So that leaves 58 seconds on the clock. Brings up a 3rd down situation. 3rd and 3.
Yes, and Jerome Edwards again in on the pressure, trying to pressure the quarterback. Didn't allow him to set and target his receiver.
Rebello keeps it. Quarterback sneak, 1st down. And he gets a 1st down and more.
And they're in a hurry up because there's just under a minute left in the game.
Rebello drops back, looks, can't find anybody, and he decides to run the ball. Still running, and gets close to a 1st down and taken out of bounds hard as they knocked over one of the gentlemen holding the sticks. And he gets back up, he's okay.
And
with 34 seconds on the clock.
And once the once the quarterback starts running with the ball, he's now a running back, and he's fair game. And that was a legal hit in that instance, pushing him out of bounds.
So Rebello comes back out on the field.
Bring up a 2nd down.
Possibly the last play of the game, or the next to the last. 34 seconds on the clock. Rebello just straight back in the pocket, looks, steps up, can't find anybody. He's got a lot of pressure, and he's finally taken down by number 38.
Excellent takedown by Michael Murray.
Mike Murray, nice takedown.
And Mike Murray just got in there enough to, and then backed him up, not allowing him to turn the corner and get that 1st down.
Clock running with about 8 seconds on the board. 3 seconds. Rebello rolls out, looks, fires down, Hail Mary, and intercepted by James Brown. And the game is over, folks.
And James Brown padding his stats with some more garbage points. Wrap it up. So there you have it. Brockton is just taking down New Bedford here in New Bedford and came away with a great victory.
And the Big 3 title for Brockton as they come here in New Bedford at home and take it away again with the Big 3 title and one more game left of the regular season. That's against Walter and Bryan.
That's right. That's right. So we'll see you then.
All right. I'm Miles Jackson with Brian Madden. We'll see you Thanksgiving Day. Hopefully for an undefeated season, Brockton will take it to the playoffs. Good night, everyone.